Hello, today we will be continuing the chapter further that we were doing. The chapter name was class is chapter 1 science. The name of the chapter is crop production and management. So today we are gonna move it a little bit further. So there are two types of crops named as kharif crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy seasons are called to be as kharif crops. The rainy season in ground in India is generally from June to September. Paddy, maize, soyabeans, groundnuts, and cotton are kharif crops. Those crops, there are some crops, and if they are grown in the rainy seasons, so in rainy seasons, mostly those plants will be grown which need a lot of water supply. For example, we are over here. This is our land, and we are growing a water source over here. So yes, we are growing water over here. There is the plants. This is a field inside the खेत जो हमारा हुआ. So yes, this is a farm. Inside this, we will be giving it supply of water, and it will be getting the sunlight also. So these will be will be growing. So further, what will be happen is there will be a lot of rain, there will be a lot of precipitation over here, and therefore this would help us to grow these plants. So that's why these plants have been grown over here. So one is the kharif crops, you can underline these ones. Now is the rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season from October to March are called as rabi crops. So there are one more types of crops which are grown in the winter season. For example, the rabi crops they are called as. So the examples are wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseeds. Beside these, pulses and vegetables are grown during summers at many places too. So I hope you have understood that the crops that grow in winter season are called to be as rabi crops. The examples like wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseeds. And if in a question paper there is a question that in from when to when you have to give some differences, so you can give some differences. For examples, let me tell you. First difference can be that what are the means you can give the definition of the crops which is from here to here, and the crops which are sown in the rainy season are called the kharif crops. The crops grown in the winter season are called as the rabi crops. And then you can tell at which time in the year it is growing. So it is growing from June to September. This one is growing from October to March. So this can be a very much marked point in the differences. So these are the differences that I am telling. These are the differences that have been told to you. So these are the differences, and you can also give some examples. So there are many examples too which have been given over here. Okay, so you can also take some examples over here. For example, for rabi crops and for kharif crops you can take examples like paddy, maize, soyabean, groundnut, and cotton. So these are the kharif crop examples, and rabi crop examples can be such as pulses and vegetables. So these are grown at summers in many places. So these can be some examples for the pulses and vegetables for rabi crops. Okay, I hope you all have understood these points also. So let's go further. So there's a basic practices for crop production. So let me tell you how is this done. So for example, you are having something mainly for example, this you take it, this is your whole field, right? This is your field. First of all, what are you gonna do? You will prepare the soil inside that is present. Let me choose the correct color for this. Do I have it? Yeah. So you can choose. You have to prepare the soil first. You have to prepare the soil inside this. So I am doing the color to show you that how is the soil prepared. So you will prepare the soil over here. You will make it fertile so that everything can grow inside this, because fertile lands mainly helps in the growth of the plants. If the soil is not prepared, then you won't be able to grow anything. First you will do this, then you will be growing some small seeds inside this. For example, I have sown some seeds inside this. So yes, like this we have to grow some seeds inside this. For example, I have grown over here. and then we will be adding some manures and fertilizers, and yes, these have to be stored at the same places. We will learn more. And now we will be adding manures and fertilizers to all of this. Next will be the irrigation process. In irrigation we will be telling you what is the process of irrigation, and then we have to cut all of these. So we have to cut all of these things, and then we have to clear our whole land also, and then we have to store it in the silos or in the grains. And this is the whole basic practices. Now we will be learning this in more further details. So let's go further. Preparation of soil. So mainly how do we prepare the soil? In this mainly we have to loosen the soil, makes it fertile, and the positioning of the soil will help us in growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. Then we will have to add humus in the soil to make it fertile and rich in nutrients. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called as tilling and plowing. So this is there are two processes. First of all, what is the meaning of this line? Let me tell you. इसका मतलब है दैट हमको जो सबसे पहले जो सॉइल है उसको लूजन करना है. वी हैव टू लूजन द सॉइल because that will help us in making it fertile and positioning the soil. So possessing the soil, it will help us because it will help in the growth of earthworms, microbes present in the soil, and you know that these help us a lot while the period of growing is going on. Now we have to add some humus inside the soil, which will help us to make the soil rich in fertile and also rich in nutrition, and that will also help the plants to easily get nourished. So next we have to tell us that what are the definitions. So the process of loosening is called as to be tilling, and the process of turning the soil is called as to be plowing. So we have to learn these definitions also. These are very important definitions. You can learn these. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called as tilling and plowing. So let's go further. What are the agricultural tools? There are many types of agricultural tools present. For example, plow. This is an used ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers. So there are some tools. Let me show you. For example, this is an hoe. You can see over here. It is a very simple tool that has been used for removing the weeds, and also it helps in loosening the soil. It has a rod, as you can see over here. There is a rod over here. Let me show you this rod. See, you can see this rod. Yes, you can see this rod. It is made up of iron, and it has a strong bent plate also. I'm saying about this only, right? This is the bent plate, and now also it has very thick ends and thin ends also, and it works. It is pulled by the animals also. These are the grip, this is the beam, this is the roots. So as you all can see over here, for example, like this only is the plow. So it is also like the hoe only, and one pair of bull and one person can also operate it easily. These both are the same, and the most main part of a plow is a very long log of wood, and that is called as the plow shaft, and a strong triangular iron strip on that is called as a plowshare. Okay students, so let's go further in this. So what are the cultivators? Nowadays plowing is done by tractors driven cultivators. The use of cultivators saves labor and time. Now we were first of all having the plows, and after the plows we were having the after that we were having the hoes, which were made up of metals. Now we are having the cultivators, which are being moved with the help of tractors, and these also save our labor and also the time, and therefore it also saves our money because labor take money. So let's go further. What is sowing? So sowing is also an important part of this. Let's go further. What is sowing? So sowing is also an important part of crop production. For example, there are a lot of seeds sowing. So first of all, this is a farm, right? These are these fields, and now we have to grow some seeds inside these. So these seeds have to be at the same intervals. Each of them has to be in the same intervals, right? And they should be equal, like this. They should be some clean, and they should be healthy and clean seeds mainly, because farmers also prefer that seeds which give high yield are very good for sowing. Next, how can we select the seeds? So now for selection of the seeds, what we do is, for example, this is the farm. In this, if we have to grow these seeds, we will grow it like this, no issues. Done. Now what will happen, what is the disadvantage of this thing is that Now for example these two together, these two together, these two together. So what will happen over here is that when these two together will come, so they will become big plants. So these both will come in between of each other and they won't be able to grow easily, and this will make a very big task in the growth of the plant. So therefore we should always take good plants for this, right? So next, how can we select the seeds? Let me tell you now. The first of all, we have to take over here water. Over here we have to take. So yes, in this we have taken water, as you can see. Yes, so we have taken water inside this. Done. Now we will have to do what? We will have to take back our seeds. We have put the seeds inside this. Let us put many seeds inside this. Now we have to do the traditional tools, I think so. Yes, I hope you have understood selection of seeds. In selection of seeds, what we have to do is we have to put the seeds inside the water. If they are flowing, they are not the good one, and the one which are not floating are the good one, because the hollow ones are gonna float in the water, so these are not the good seeds. Let's go further. What are the traditional tools? For example, seed drill is an example of traditional tools. The tools are traditionally for sewing shaped like funnels. So that was not having any name, so it was called to be as funnel. And there's seed drill also. Nowadays the seed drill is used for sewing with the help of the tractor. It sows it at the equal distance, equal depth also. So for example, if you are using this seed drill, so what will happen is your seeds will be put at the same places, same equal depth. So this will also ensure that the seeds get covered by the bowl after sowing also, and this protects the seeds from being eaten by the birds. And the sowing of seed drill saves time and labor too. Thank you, and please subscribe the channel. I hope you will like also the video, and if your friend is there, please share it to him. Thank you and have a nice